Hey guys, just thought I'd give you an update on what's been going on the model railroad here. Uh, it's been a while since I've updated, and the first thing that I'll show you that I've done since I last did any filming on the railroad was I added this extra track here in the engine facility right here. Um, that track wasn't there before, so I added that. Gives me a little bit more storage room for my local locomotive power. And also over here added a tree line here on this corner. Scratch built some trees and put them a few on the bank and a few stuffed a few up there in the corner, as you can see. I plan on putting probably some more in around there someday. Another thing that I have done is here in my little town of Summers, I built a little platform around this building here, as you can see. This little platform here is newly added. Scratch built that out of a little piece of wood and put some plastic styrene on the top and made it look like a little concrete platform. Anyway, let's show you that. Here's another little building that a friend of mine built for me. This is a little horse barn. So I'll have a little pasture out here with some horses. So I asked him to build me a little horse barn, and he looked up some pictures and built this from scratch. It's pretty nice. Haven't exactly decided where I'm gonna install it yet. It's not down permanently yet. I am debating. I've been moving it around. It's going in this general area. I just don't know where I want it. But anyway, that's going to be a real nice addition to my scenery. Did some pretty good detail inside. The stalls actually have hay in the bottom of them. Let's see. I don't know if you could see that. See the hay in the bottom of the stalls there. Looks real nice. And I've also been building some light poles. These light poles are scratch built from some brass tubing and some aluminum tubing. I actually used the brass tubing on the very inside, and then I took aluminum tubing and put it on the outside, and took a Dremel tool and narrowed it down, as you can see. Put a little bit of taper in the pole, so it's all metal, so I could still use the brass pole inside as part of the conduit for my lighting on it. And then I put some little guy wires on it. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's the little yellow safety covers that they put at the bottom of them. And that's just made out of some wire sheeting. So anyway, I built a few of those and placed them here and there, and put some guy wires on some others too. See this in the video, just to add a little extra detail. And I've also done some work on my grain elevator here in Farnhamville. Put some rigging on it. Actually did the safety railing on the top, and on the 8 set of silos there to the left, I put a head house on the top of it, and scratch built that. And the silos are from a Walters kit, but I didn't use the building that came with it to go on the top. I did a concrete building on the top out of some scraps. And then I put the rigging between the two elevators, between the two silos rather. I did the scratch built all that rigging on the top there, and finally put my the chute for loading the grain cars. I put that, scratch built that, and put that on the side. And I did the stairs with the cage on it from the top door. That was a brass etched kit that I had. So I did that, put that on there. Adds a little bit of detail to the elevator. This elevator complex is far from finished. I'm going to add some more silos there to the left, and I want a lot more rigging on it. You know, the conveyors and the chutes and everything that feed the silos. I want it to look pretty elaborate, pretty busy. So stay tuned to that. I'll be working on it again pretty soon. Also added this just a little junk pile of rail and pieces of culvert and some wood just laid out here side the track. Created a little dirt road indention in the grass there where trucks drive in or throw their junk. A little pile of ballast, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's simulate some tie plates that are, see if I can zoom in on it, see the little focus, simulate the tie plates by the rails. You see, and that's just little pieces of paper that cut up, paint them rail brown or rust color, and then you just cut them up. I've seen that on one of the Alan Keller videos. George Sellius did that. They make pieces of tie plate. I've scattered those here and there throughout my layout. Okay, last but not least, I don't know if you guys remember, but in volume 1 I talked about this little gas station, this service station or garage that I had, and I finally got detail done on the inside of it, and it was a pretty good project. I did quite a bit of detail on the inside. I'm going to pop the roof off of it for you in a minute here so you can see what I've done. You can see the floor jack there in the left stall, and some radiator hoses hanging on the wall and shelves with junk, and there's a car in there with a hood popped up. I'll pop the roof off of you so you can see inside. I've got the roof off the inside of the garage so you can see the detail inside. If you can see all the radiator hoses hanging on the bottom there, and then the fan belts on the top. I made those little tags on the computer and wrapped all those. They're just little pieces of wire that I painted black and wrapped, printed up some labels and wrapped up the fan belts and just hung them on the wall. And then there's a trash can right there by the door on the left. It's just made out of a piece of aluminum tubing, and I tapered it. And then the floor jack is scratch built. I had some in a kit, but I didn't really like the way they looked too much, so I scratch built that floor jack, pieces of plastic and some brass wire. And then I made a little shelf and put some junk on it, and there's another little shelf with some junk on it. And the big red toolboxes are also scratch built out of little blocks of wood with some styrene angle and stuff like that glued on it, and just painted them red. And then there's the other scratch built toolbox, and then another shelf loaded with junk over it. And then there's my air hose curled up on the ground, and I actually have my air hose that comes through the wall. I'll show it where the air tank is on the outside of the building. And then the scratch built that dolly that has those settling tanks on it. Scratch built that out of some plastic, styrene, and some brass tubing, and the tires are made out of wire insulation. I don't know how well you can see that. And some of these pieces, that toolbox was in a kit, and so were those pumps were in a kit. That little cabinet there was scratch built out of a piece of wood and some plastic. And then even put the little pieces of blue you know, the blue rags you buy in a box, of some of those in a trash can and laying around on the cabinet. And there's actually those little yellow things are supposed to represent oil filters. And then there's a little red funnel there. Anyway, that's I don't know if there's anything else in there. That there's a broom in the corner. Greased up the floor a little bit here and there. Anyway, I got it done. I still need to finish the front building there. We'll put a little waiting room in there. But got that part done. And then if you go to the back, got all the junk piled up in the back, old mufflers, cinder blocks, and all kinds of little axle tires. And there's the air compressor. Built a little awning over it on the back so that kind of keep the weather off of it. Anyway, the piping from the air compressor actually comes out of the top of the air compressor and goes into the building. That's where I tapped in my air hoses. And then there's a couple oil drums here on the side. And then I installed a privacy fence to the back of it. Put an AC unit in the back. And I don't know if you can try to attempt to scratch build a impact wrench at the end of that air hose. I don't know if you can see it by those two green things there, but that's supposed to be an impact wrench. So anyway, that's it. That's really basically all I've done to my model railroad. I'll be doing some more stuff later on, and I'll try to keep you guys updated, maybe a little bit more frequently. Okay?